Today on Singles Court, her ex's rock has Kevin hot under the collar.
Look at the size of this rock.
It's a beautiful diamond ring.
Well, maybe
I
you
chose
should
it
wear
myself.
it.
But she says his tattoos are a pain, a pain.
He has got tattoos all over his body. He's got Amy forever, all his ex-girlfriend names are tattooed over his body, and he won't take them off.
And William's birthday lumps became the birthday dumps.
Halfway through the dinner, she basically stood up and told me to leave.
Isabel's signing off because she says it was written in the stars.
You are a Virgo, and can I just read this for you?
You've
Virgos
got to be kidding. We are people, not signs.
Well, hello there, and welcome to Singles Court, the #1 show on the Singles Broadcast Network. And there's a very good reason why. It's the lady to my left, relationship mediator Angela Segal.
Hello, Michael.
Good morning, good morning.
Busy,
How are you
busy,
today?
Busy morning. Everybody wants to help me, help me, help me.
Yes, and there's 2 people in our studio today who need a little bit of help.
More.
It never stops.
Never stops.
Say hello to Kevin, who's a mechanic, and Nikki, who's a secretary. The 2 have been dating for about 6 months now. However, Kevin has a bit of a problem with Nikki, who insists on still wearing the engagement ring that her ex gave her. I call this the case of junk the jewelry, or jewel of denial.
You are clever. Well, Kevin, you have a problem with the ring.
Yeah, Angela, you know, our relationship's been great. We've been dating for 6 months. You know, she brought her car into my garage. I serviced her car. We hit it off so great. It's been like an excellent relationship.
No.
But one thing is driving me nuts. She will not take off this huge rock.
Well, why
given
should
to
I
her
take it
by
off?
her
It's a nice
former
ring.
boyfriend. Can I just finish for a second?
The one she's wearing right now?
That's the one. Look
this
at the
is
size
ring.
of this
Look,
rock.
It's a
I like
beautiful
it.
diamond ring.
Well,
I
maybe you
chose it
should wear it.
myself.
You
I
should
even
wear it.
designed
You should
it a
give it
bit.
to
Isn't
me.
it nice?
I like it.
See,
So they broke off this engagement like a year ago. She broke it off, and he wouldn't
Listen,
take the ring back. Now she
He insisted that
wears
I keep
it.
the ring, okay? He insisted that I keep it.
Yeah,
It has
well, then
nothing to
sell
do
it.
with, and I don't even wear it on my engagement ring finger, okay? I wear it on my right hand, and that just means that it's very
And
good
she wears this
taste.
ring 24/7. She's always walking around with this
It's
ring,
a
and I'm
beautiful
thinking,
piece of
has she
jewelry,
still got
okay?
feelings
Why
for this
can't I
guy?
just
Because if
wear
she
it?
doesn't,
I don't
why?
know, does she?
What's that?
I mean, I don't know. Does she have feelings for the guy?
Well,
No,
that's,
of course
she
I don't
says
have
she
any
doesn't,
feelings
then
for
why
him.
is she still
I
wearing
broke
the
off
ring?
the engagement.
Yeah,
Would I have
exactly, so
broken off
take
the
off the
engagement
ring.
Well, let's-
if I loved him? Come
Let's really
on,
determine,
I love you,
Kevin.
Kevin.
Let's really determine, Kevin. Is it really about the ring? I mean, you admit that that's a nice ring.
Yeah,
we
but
like that ring,
the
don't
thing
we?
is,
Yeah, you should just let me wear
I could
it,
never buy a
okay?
ring like that. We go out with our
Okay,
friends.
so let's go back. Let's back up then. Is it that because you couldn't buy that type of ring that you have a problem with the fact that she has
That's
that ring?
part of it, yes.
Oh,
because the thing is, I
well,
can't
look,
live
well,
up to
then why
that.
don't
And we
you
go out with
just-
our friends, and people are always coming up saying, "Oh, did you guys get engaged?" And then I got to
Listen,
sit there like an
Kevin,
idiot
why
while
don't
she
you
goes
just
through the
put your money
entire
where your
story.
mouth is and
No,
buy me a
Alan
ring
James-
yourself.
Speaking of mouth, I didn't even
Listen,
ask you a
I
question
think he
yet.
should just, if he doesn't like the ring, he should just
See what I'm
buy me
saying,
one
Angela? We
himself,
can never
okay?
discuss it.
Then maybe I won't have to wear
Can I
this
just
ring
finish?
if you buy one yourself.
I can't
Nikki,
even say how I feel.
I know, really.
just-
I feel you on that. Nikki,
Yes.
question. Obviously, it upsets him terribly that you have the ring.
But it's just
Yeah,
a ring. It's a
I-
beautiful ring. What's wrong with wearing a beautiful piece of jewelry?
I'm
Come
getting
on.
ready to ask you, okay? But you won't let me because you keep running off at the mouth. Did you fix the motor in her mouth when you fixed her car?
I should have. You know,
You
that was
should've.
my first
Oh,
mistake.
come on.
Nikki, question. You know it bothers him. You know it upsets him. So tell me why the ring is of such great importance that you'd rather keep the ring than keep the relationship.
Well, look, I love the ring, okay? It's just a beautiful diamond ring. I helped design it.
It's an
a
engagement
lovely
ring.
piece
It's
of
symbolic,
jewelry.
isn't
It's
it?
good taste
It's
to wear it.
symbolic of an engagement.
It's not
It's not just a
symbolic
piece
of
of jewelry.
anything,
And you know what?
okay?
He paid for it. It's
Oh,
on her
so
hand.
what?
And this guy bought this ring, and I'm thinking, why don't we sell
he
the ring
insisted-
and get a new motorcycle
Oh,
that I've been wanting, or like a
excuse me, I am
stereo
not
that we
going to
could
sell
both
this
use
ring
and
so you
enjoy.
can buy a motorcycle.
You know?
No way, are
Nikki,
you going to?
Nikki,
I can't believe he wants me to
Nikki.
sell this beautiful ring so he can buy a motorcycle. That's
You know,
so
we can
selfish.
both use it.
He's
Nikki,
just,
who's your dentist? Because I know he never gets in your mouth.
he's being really selfish, I think. If he thinks I should sell this ring so he can buy one of his motorcycles. He puts so much money into his motorcycles, he could put it into
see
a
the
ring for
problem
me.
here?
That's all I can
Nikki,
say.
Nikki, just close the mouth and admire that beautiful ring for a second.
You have not, you have not answered a question yet. You just kept. I'm trying to find out the significance of the ring. We know that it's worth a lot of money. You say you loved it and you designed it. But what you have to do is you have to explain to me why those things are more important than this man.
This is my question. That's exactly my question.
But you didn't ask it as well as I did, so let's get the answer.
That's why you're you, and that's why I fix cars.
That's right. So,
Look, I love the ring. If he loved me, he would let me wear it because it has nothing to do with Alan. I split up with Alan. I don't love him. He was a jerk. This is the only good thing I got out of that rotten experience, and I think he should let me wear it if it makes me happy, and if he really loves me, he'll let me wear it. I'm not wearing it on my engagement finger.
okay, but do you understand that no matter where, if you wore that on your toe, it would look like an engagement ring?
Because it is an engagement ring.
It's an engagement ring.
That's what it is. It was
I mean,
bought
it's
by
like-
another man. And my point is, either she takes that ring off, or I go.
Okay,
Because I
well,
can't
listen,
take this.
At least I can take the ring off, okay? I can take this
What's
off.
that supposed to mean?
What does that mean?
Look, he has got tattoos all over his body. He's
Oh,
got
okay.
Amy
I noticed.
Forever. All his ex-girlfriend
I
names are
can't believe
tattooed
we're
over
going
his
there.
body, and he won't take them off.
We
all
came
right?
here to
Look,
discuss the
I
ring,
have got
right? It's an issue
Polaroids
that
here,
we came here.
that show you the
Okay,
tattoos he has
okay.
all over his body, and he will not get
You know,
them
I can't
removed, okay?
believe this is
Amy
happening.
Forever.
Like, this
I
is the
love
same
Lisa
thing, right?
on
She's
his
gonna try to
shoulder.
tell you this is the
Ramona
same.
rocks on his chest, and on his butt, he's got a beautiful one.
Okay, no, I think we get the point.
Listen, I'm telling you, it's humiliating, okay? How do
she's
you
got a
think
point.
I
Nikki,
feel
Nikki.
to have to see?
Let's ask, okay? She's got a point.
Can I
No,
answer to
I
that
have-
Please
point?
do,
point.
because
I have a
don't.
point.
Yes, and I don't know how you ever got one because you got so many other words to go with it. Let's listen, okay?
Angela, when I met her, I had these. These are part of me. You know, this was not a surprise to her. Look at me.
Listen, I didn't
You
know there were
all of
all
a
your
sudden she's gonna bring this up
ex-girlfriends'
in
names
defense
all
of the
over your
ring.
body.
Well,
Why
I
don't you
know,
even
but-
touch you? I have to see these women's names.
You know what, Nikki? Really, I'm going to put you under that little
I'm
stand.
sorry,
and
but
you're
it's
not gonna
really,
be-
really upsetting for me to have to see the names of
Well, you
like
know what?
Ramona. She still calls and everything.
You know, it's really upsetting to us to have to listen to your voice
Thank
go
you.
on and on.
That's why we can. Angela, if I could take these off today and put them on the
You
table for
will
her,
not.
I would do it.
He
I
will
would
not.
take them
I
off, but
have given him
can't. They don't
pamphlets. I've
come
done
off.
research on laser tattoo removal, and he just blows me off. He doesn't give
Well, you know,
a damn.
I'm getting ready to blow you off. I can understand. I mean, you really, really are getting on my nerves. I'm trying to resolve this.
Could
Please.
I would put her name on one. I would get a tattoo with her name
Where?
on it.
On your shin?
let's
That's the
talk
only
ab-
place left.
Let's talk about this. Let's talk about the tattoo deal.
Okay.
Because obviously you find some need, which I'm trying to understand, to put every woman, or I don't know if this is all of them or some of them, or what
I was-
criteria.
I
All
was
his
younger,
girlfriends
you
are
know,
all
I-
over his body.
Nikki, when I look at him, I should hear a male voice. I don't want to hear yours again unless I give your name first, okay?
Here,
Please. Explain to me about the tattoo.
Well, I was young, you know, and I'm an emotional guy.
You had all these girls when you were young?
When I was young, yeah, I did. And okay, I put the names on, and I look at it and I think that's my past. Some of them I'm embarrassed about, but
Well, then get them removed if
I
they're
can't just. I don't have the
embarrassing,
kind of
okay?
money to go to a tattoo clinic.
You have money for your motorcycles,
okay?
okay? If you have money for your motorcycles, you have money to take the tattoos off.
see what I'm
I've
trying
given
to-
you the
Yeah,
pamphlets, okay?
I'm starting. Let's
Oh.
get back to the relationship.
Okay.
Because that's why you're here. Okay? Because I want you to explain to me what you see in this relationship. What is worth holding on to
Yeah.
when it sounds like you all are at a crossroads where you're saying, give up the ring or give up me, and you're saying, give up your tattoos because I want to give up the ring. I mean, it doesn't make sense to me. Tell me what's in the relationship.
Fact
That's why
is-
you're here. It's
okay.
not tattoo court.
You're right. I mean, she's a beautiful woman, and I'd been alone for a while, and then when I met her, we just kind of hit it off. I mean, a lot of people judge me by the way that I look, you know,
Really?
and sometimes.
And what
Look, you're just too
That's
sensitive,
surprising.
okay?
sarcastic.
And what would that be? You know, the fact
Well-
that you have tattoos all over your body?
Yeah, and the people think, oh, you know, he's a biker or this or that, but you know, she didn't do that.
Okay.
That's
And-
right.
and-
So you know what? So that comes down to my question. What's that worth to you?
It's worth a lot to me.
Well,
Okay.
good, so then you
But-
should just lay off the ring,
But
okay?
let's- now let me ask you, Nikki. What do you see in the relationship? Remember, this is singles court. Hurry up.
Well, look, I like him, okay? I even think I might love him, okay? It's been 6 months, but he's really getting on my nerves with this ring thing.
What's that worth to you?
Well, it's worth a lot to me, but
Okay,
what about
well
those
then,
tattoos?
I'll be back with my resolution. This is not the laser clinic.
I think you should take the tattoos
No,
off.
you know
I don't
what?
think it should.
Take these off, I would
Give a
take
damn
them
about
off.
me.
This is ridiculous.
You know, ultimatums are useless, especially when you don't mean it, and neither one of you meant it. You know, Kevin, everyone has a past. We know that, but everyone doesn't wear it on their body. Your tattoos are somewhat permanent. I know there are all sorts of procedures that say they can remove them, but you're right in that they're costly and most of them don't work. So that's a decision that you made that you're going to pretty much have to live with. I think you know that. Your reasons for not wanting her to have the ring were really based on the fact that you felt as though you couldn't buy the same type of ring. And that, I can understand you feeling not really good about that, but you have to understand that unless she's imposing that feeling on you, that's really your inadequacy, not hers. Nikki, you've just been stubborn about that ring. I mean, the reasons that you gave me, none of them were clear. I don't know if it's because of the money or if it's because you love the ring. I don't believe it's because you love the person. But none of those are really good reasons if the relationship means something to you. That's what it comes down to. Compromise is necessary in all relationships. And compromise is really based on one question: what's it worth to you? What I recommend you do is redesign that ring together. You design that one, so design another one. It doesn't have to be that ring. You buy your own motorcycle. And then what you'll find is that the two of you together can pursue this relationship because you both feel it's worth it. Then you can get on the motorcycle, you can be the biker babe, and you can ride off into the sunset. And that's that, in black and white.
Next on Singles Court, William's birthday lumps became the birthday dumps.
Halfway through the dinner, she basically stood up and told me to leave.
Isabel's signing off because she says it was written in the stars.
And can I just read this for you?
Please.
You've got to be kidding me.
Virgos are uptight, fussy.
Welcome back to Singles Court with relationship mediator Angela Segal.
Oh, you're so nice. It is hot, hot, hot. We're cooking up romance. We got all kinds of things happening on the website.
Oh yes, the chat room is getting pretty steamy in there. We're gonna have to get some air conditioning for the chat room.
And I got to keep you out of there, too.
Okay, but in the studio we have today William, who is a phys ed teacher, and Isabel, who runs a flower shop. The two have been dating for just a month now, and it's been going great. However, Isabel recently planned a surprise birthday party for William, and what a surprise it was, because it wasn't actually his birthday. And this is where the problem starts, so I'll let them take it from here, but I call this the case of the unhappy birthday, or B-Day, or D-Day.
Mm. Well, William, your birthday is supposed to be a joyous occasion. What happened?
I'm not really sure, Angela. I mean, I've been dating Isabel for a month, as you know, and I met her actually at my previous place of employment. And she invited me last week for a surprise birthday party.
Which is a good thing.
Absolutely. I showed up. I was on my best behavior. I complimented her on the meal.
Which I put a lot of time into. It was exquisite. I run a flower shop. I took the day off work. I had my assistant handle things. I brought in fresh flowers, candles, soft music. I mean, I put a lot of time into this. I really put a lot of time into this birthday dinner for you.
It was beautiful, and I'm not disputing that at all.
So what's the problem? Did you show up in your birthday suit or something? Yeah.
Michael.
Well,
maybe that would have helped.
Or hurt.
Halfway through the dinner, she basically stood up and told me to leave. It was going along smoothly, like there was candlelights, there was oysters, everything was just beautiful. I invited her to come to my parents' home for my real birthday party.
Demanded that I come along with you for the next week.
Wait a minute. I'm missing something between the oysters and the rose petals. So you just called off the dinner?
He told me his birthday was in fact the next week, not the day that I had him over on. He said, no, his birthday is the next week. And now I have to go with him to see this play. I have to go with him to meet his parents. I have to go and do this and that. That's
Angela,
not what I'd planned.
I thought that it would be a good gesture for me on my part to invite her to my real birthday party, which my parents have invited us to go to a play, and I thought it might be nice for her to come along and also a great time to meet my folks.
You thought it might be nice for me. He had everything planned out for me. He thought I should do this, I should do this, I should do this. What? I just didn't want to be
Isabel,
with the control freak.
I gave you an option. Control freak?
I don't want to be manipulated like that, and that's why I just...
I have a question. Me. Why did you have the birthday on that day? I mean, what made you have the birthday party on that day anyway?
That's what he said. I thought he said his birthday was the 22nd.
Thought is the operative word. I would not make a mistake on my birthday, Isabel.
You weren't clear. I thought in fact, now his birthday turns out it's the 27th. I thought he said the 22nd, and he just wasn't clear about things. That's where the misunderstanding was.
Okay.
And then he goes off about how I have to start doing this and that, and there's all these, it was just much too manipulative for me, and I said I didn't want that.
I guess I'm missing the part where it's manipulative and where he went off. So
because all of a sudden now he tells me, oh, I have to go with him to see this play. I didn't pick the play. I didn't have anything to do with it. Now it's time I meet your parents. It's time I do this.
Usually when somebody invites you to somewhere, they don't ask you first where you want to go and then invite you. That's kind of backwards. I mean, even on Sesame Street, I learned that.
Well, it was just the way that he presented it. I don't think it was presented like an option. I think it was just critical of that I had the wrong day and I had the wrong thing done. And see, just how you're being right now, that's what I didn't want anymore. I just figured, call it off, end it, done. There's no point in continuing a relationship that's going nowhere.
How can you
You mean
say
kind of
that?
like this story? Because I'm trying to figure out how you went from sitting in the middle of dinner to kicking him out and not having a relationship. I still don't get it.
Obviously, things were going well if you liked him enough to plan a birthday party.
I thought things were going along well. I thought things were going along well, and I saw the seeds of destruction in that dinner. It wasn't going to work.
Oh,
it was not going to work. It was never.
Destruction.
You know, can I just tell you? I'd like to read from you. This is my book, this astrology book here.
You wrote this book?
I thought he said his birthday was the 22nd, which would have made you a Leo. Now, Leo's, I'm an Aries, and it's a perfect match. In fact, you are a Virgo. And can I just read this for you?
Please.
You've got to be kidding me.
Virgos are uptight, fussy, overcritical, and harsh. They are conservative perfectionists whose fastidious love of cleanliness, hygiene, and good order can cause serious problems if paired with a dynamic and spirited Aries partner. And I am an Aries. I cannot be with a Virgo.
You're trying to tell me you ended this relationship over an astrology book? We are people, not signs.
No, people follow patterns.
Isabel.
People follow patterns.
Well, follow this pattern. Shut up and listen. I don't understand how you can make a relationship out of a book. So explain to me why that's so important to you. And if it is, how you would not make sure what his birthday was, if it's so important.
I ask that question. I always ask. The very first time I meet somebody, I always ask their birthday. It's the first thing I say. He said the 22nd. I said, oh,
I said the
22nd. He said yes.
What were you guys in a nightclub in the bathroom?
You know, maybe it was noisy, but you'd think you'd be clear about something like that because I repeated it back as I always do to make sure. Because there is no way I'm going out with another Virgo.
So you're
I've
trying
done
to tell me
I'm not going out with another Virgo.
William.
I will not.
Isabel, if it's real important to you, then you have the responsibility to make sure it was the right date. Now, I'm going to give you the benefit of a doubt and say that it's very important to you, but I want you to explain to me how you can end a relationship totally because of when his mother went into labor.
Well, it's the way people follow patterns. Virgos, the way they are, that manipulative kind of controlling nature, I can't be with. Aries are very free-spirited.
Well, for someone who's supposed to be a free spirit, you've got a pretty hard regimen here on who you can and can't.
I have dated Virgos before.
Not there.
I'd like to say that it's not that I've never given a Virgo a chance, because I have. I've dated Virgos before, and it was horrific. It was a horrible, horrible experience. He just wanted to control every second of my life. I took myself away for a week.
Not me.
An entire week it took me at a crystal healing camp just to purge myself of that kind of energy. And I can't go through that again.
You are you an astrologist?
I follow it very closely.
Okay, well, you know what? When you look at the stars, you need to understand and ask yourself this question. If this is so important to me and my life revolves around it, then what am I going to do to make sure that everything else goes in accordance with what my life revolves around?
This is why I said just get out, because I figured why continue this relationship? Why wait till 6 months, a year down the road? It wasn't going to work. It wasn't going to work.
So you're going to throw away.
Do you like, up until that point, did you like him?
I thought I did.
A whole month you went with this man. So up until that point, did you like him?
I thought I did.
Was he controlling? I'm not talking about after you found out when his birthday was.
I thought things were going okay, but once I realized that in fact he was a Virgo, I could see the signs of little things. You know, when people first meet, you don't present all your big problems. Everyone presents their best side. Then I realized all those things.
I'm done with you, Isabel. You're talking gibberish. William, did you like her? Do you like her before you found out that she's an astrologist?
I loved her. I mean, I liked her very much. We spent a lot of great quality time together. The relationship seemed to be going very well.
We spent a lot of great quality time together. I mean, people don't talk
Look,
like that. It's just
are you trying to tell me?
I'm going for my resolution. I'm going to consult my crystal ball. I'll be back.
Are you
If you were...
You know, when a person's beliefs are central to the relationship, they're usually without compromise. And William, today you were hit with a whammy. It wasn't revealed to you, and I think that was unfair. But it's what she believes, and you can't change that. You know, I think that if you look back over the month, you probably would have seen things that probably gave you an idea, and you just didn't pay enough attention to them. Isabel, you, on the other hand, have to understand that if something is that important to you and you believe in it that much, then it's your responsibility to make sure your information is straight. Now, you have plenty of opportunities. I mean, if it's that important to you, then maybe you need to ask for a birth certificate and a passport. But when you look at the relationship in general, you have to say, what are the values that I have that are uncompromising? Is each person's responsibility to reveal those. I call those deal breakers. In this situation, for Isabel, your birth date is a deal breaker. She's uncompromising about it, and that's the way she feels. You're not going to change that. But what I will say to you, Isabel, is that when you look at your relationships in the future, you have to really check out everything and say, am I going to miss the opportunity to have a great relationship with a great man because my head is in the stars? And that's that in black and white.
Well, there it is. When it comes to relationships, diamonds may be forever, but tattoos are only skin deep. And if you're looking for Mr. Right, chances are you're not going to find him in the constellations. He's probably down here on Earth. So join us next time here at Singles Court, the final word for singles.